What's going on, everyone? Napier. We are critics.com. Listen, man, I'm here with my man. My man Gene is here with me again. Mr.
Yes,
All Night
sir.
himself. Listen, man. We said we was gonna be recapping these. So listen, before we get into anything, fair warning. We are going to be spoiler-ish. Every episode, every Tuesday, every time we see this episode, we're gonna convene, we're gonna get together and we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna break it down. And my man, yo, Gene, listen. I told you. What did I say about episode three?
Ooh,
What did I say?
they don't waste no time, boy. They don't waste no time. No time whatsoever. I like it. I
I
like it.
told you. I told y'all episode three was gonna be. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. I'm not even gonna lie. It's probably like it's a great season overall, but episode three for sure is like up there as far as like top tier Daredevil, top tier Marvel, like and I told listen, they didn't hold back, right?
Hey, check it out. It's so good, and I'm not gonna spoil it,
Hmm.
but ain't a lick of fighting in this thing. And it
Yeah,
was so good. There's not a stitch of fighting to be seen in this episode. I'm not spoiling anything because, hey, it is what it is. You won't miss it.
yeah,
I promise
yeah,
you. You when you watch it, you will not be like, "Oh my gosh, I really needed some action." There was
yeah. No,
all the
no, you,
action that you wanted. There was all the drama that you wanted. I'll tell you
you.
this. This is my initial thing.
Hmm.
If this is Fisk and Matt Murdock trying to stay away from the people, like I said before, the people that they think they really are,
Yeah,
and they are flexing their muscles as their alter egos. Cause you know how I always think about it. Like, Daredevil is really Daredevil. Matt Murdock is the alter ego.
yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Murdock is the costume.
yeah, yeah,
Daredevil
yeah,
is who he really is. You know,
yeah.
Kingpin is who Fisk is. Fisk is just the caricature that he puts on, right? So
Hmm.
I look at this and say, well, okay, if that's the case, Matt Murdock is showing you, even if he is not like fighting, he's still super tough. Like
Yeah.
he's still that dude. Like I'm still him, even if I'm not fighting. Like the risk he was willing to take, the way that he manipulated
Hmm.
the situation, the
Hmm.
courtroom. Oh my gosh, masterclass,
Let's talk. Let's
masterclass.
start. Let's take it from the top because I want to break down this episode because there's a lot of things going on in this episode that maybe we didn't even really see in the Netflix series that they're really kind of fleshing out in this. So like, let's talk about the beginning. That opens up with Matt and Hector Reyes, who we learn that is the White Tiger, and we're getting the court stuff right away. Like this thing is like straight court drama, which is like my favorite thing about what they have managed to weave within this series, this season. And then we got the BB report. We get another glimpse of that, which kind of fuses the city of New York within the storyline. We get to hear from the people what they feel about the vigilantism, what they're feeling about Wilson Fisk, what they're feeling about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, period. Like, I feel like they strategically threw that into the series to kind of be the voice of how people really feel about what's going on in the MCU and everything. So I want to know, like, what do you think? Of, like, how does this set off for you? Does this episode grab you immediately, or does it take a little bit of time?
No, it's a slow burn. It's a slow
Yeah.
burn. It's like I'm waiting for the thing
Mm.
to happen that makes me go, oh, and then I realize, oh snap, I've been just caught in this thing. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is one of those that you don't know that you're hooked on the episode until the episode is over, and you go, wait, what, huh? Like it's like that. It's not like, oh my gosh, that happened. Now I'm locked in. No, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm just in it and I'm moving. and things are happening, and I'm like, oh, oh, that's cool. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I wonder how that's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, we're at the end of the episode, and I'm like, no, uh-uh, no, not until next Tuesday. Like, what are we doing?
Yo.
No, like it is. Oh my god, it's so perfect the way they set it up. And like I said, for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's all of the courtroom antics, right? You
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
courtroom antics. It's like they put a episode of Suits in the middle of Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Because it was high stakes chess.
Yeah.
And Matt Murdock was like, "Yo, I'm nice. I'm a grand wizard at chess. Like I'm really good at this. I
And it
don't
really
need
speaks.
I don't need to beat you up in order to beat you."
And it really speaks to, yeah, because like essentially like episode 2 we got that side of him outside of the courtroom, and then this episode with the same guy, the same cops, the same officers, we get him on the other side of things, still doing his, doing what he does. I think that the court stuff in this is the absolute best. This is what I meant when I said before that this is the blueprint of what She-Hulk could have been.
Oh, for sure. Like I think now that you're seeing this play out, and it's She-Hulk attorney at law, and it was like, was that always just meant to be a comedy? Like, was it always just meant to be kind of slapsticky, whatever
Yeah.
it is? Because, like you said, they really missed the opportunity to run. Get this: all of the criminals and heroes that
Mm-hmm.
have to go to court to face whatever penalties have come from the cinematic universe.
Mm-hmm.
They could have all ran through She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
think about it. Oh, the Avengers have to pay for all of this damage to New York. Well, guess who could have represented the Avengers in the lawsuit that New York brought against them? Could have
Yeah.
been She-Hulk, right? Like
Yeah.
when you talk about um the people who are going to sue the Hulk because they were collateral damage in a Hulk out, right? And now they all want to get paid because Tony Stark like blew up their house or something like that.
Yeah.
It's She-Hulk that needs to like fight those cases. Like it was a perfect opportunity to do that. It was fun to watch a a Marvel hero, anti-hero, whatever you want to call him, right? Like to watch him be
Mm-hmm.
the one that is defending another Marvel anti-hero type of vigilante. You know what I'm saying? It was fun to
Yeah.
watch that, and how it unfolded and how deeply personal you could see that Matt Murdock was taking it, because it was almost like he was on trial.
Yeah.
It was almost
Yeah.
like he was on trial. He was
Yeah.
defending himself.
Yeah.
And
But
that morality, I think, is what played, and what you could see is the kind of undertone of his on why he was so like passionate about getting this thing done.
yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about the we got some Fisk and Vanessa stuff in the very beginning of the episode. Very early on, we're starting to see, are they at odds? Are they? I mean, I know what's going to happen, but I want to know it from your perspective. What are you seeing when you're looking at Wilson Fisk and Vanessa on screen in this episode? Because they're definitely bumping heads at this point. Subtly, a little subtle, but it's definitely in our faces. What are you
Well,
feeling
I
when you
mean,
see those?
not so subtle, not even so subtle. I mean, at one point, Fisk says, don't become someone I can't trust,"
Facts.
and
He
she
does.
snapped and looked at him like, "Nah, are you crazy?" Here's what I'll tell you. Here's a dynamic that I see unfolding.
Yeah.
Fisk has been powerful in this world for a very long time.
Mm.
So there is nothing intoxicating about that power anymore.
Especially that underground world.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Vanessa, she new to this. So she's drunk on the power right now.
Yeah.
She is she is lustful for that head of the head of the table type of thing. She felt a worth and a
Mm-hmm.
value that just got pulled away from her because Fisk is on this other journey that she
Yeah.
didn't actually ask to be on.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that she's trying to figure out how to navigate that. She thinks Fisk is punishing her. Fisk is like, I'm not
Yeah.
punishing you. I'm just on some other ish right now. And
Yeah.
and I but I can understand why she would think so. Because she doesn't believe he's changed. She doesn't
Yeah.
believe he's somebody new. She probably in her mind thinks, "Oh, there's a play here." Like we were talking about last week, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's him. So, where's the play? Where's the hustle that's coming, right?
Mm.
And this there may very well be one, but as of right now, 3 episodes in, you got to take the man for his word. He's out here trying to make ish happen legally.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I like 3 in. Again, it's a show. We know what's going to happen. We've got enough source material. But right
We
now, Matt Murdock is trying to stick to what he is on, and Wilson Fisk is trying to stick to what he is on.
and we get a glimpse of the parallels between Matt and Fisk real quick. I don't know if you noticed that little subtleness when they were at the dinner table, and then we
Yes.
saw the hand, right? And they don't really
Yeah.
tell us what Fisk was up to, but then they cut to Matt's hand, and it's like these guys are playing. It appears that they're playing the same cards, but just in two different worlds right now. I like how you get a lot of that throughout the season too, where they're kind of showing the parallels. And there's one epic. I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a great epic moment of those two sharing parallels in their own rights, in their own worlds. That you're gonna like. I know you're gonna be like, you're probably gonna jump out the chair for that for
So
that scene.
I was jumping out the chair tonight. I don't like this episodic stuff. I should just be able to binge all episodes at one time, but we're here and I gotta do what I gotta do, right? I
Yeah,
wanted to mention this. I wanted to mention this last week, but I'll mention it now.
I got
You know
shot.
what?
Hold on, I got shout out. Let me shout out my man Jay
Yeah, yeah,
Nasty
for
real
sure.
quick, man. He 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 literally been keeping up with me, right? He literally watched every season like back to back, nonstop, all the way up until this week, and then even caught up tonight and saw this episode for he watched this season. He watched it for the first time today.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, Jay Nasty. Shout out to you. You better than me. Like you better than me. But I've already been locked in, so like this wasn't nothing new, but like salute with that. I was saying, like, I hear a lot of times Marvel people will say
Yeah.
stuff like, "Oh, well, this isn't like the comic book, right?"
Mm, yep.
I'm off that. I'm
Yeah.
I'm so far off that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
why. Here's why. The writers of the comic books
Hmm.
didn't always stick to the comic book. That's why they had all of these different iterations of the characters and different arcs that they were on because once they got bored or they got tired of them being on this this one trajectory, they just took
Hmm.
them on a whole different like mission, a whole different voyage, a whole different path of self-discovery, and nobody said a word about it. Like they were just
Yeah.
making up certain things. Oh, well, this is a side thing of Captain America. This is when he was something else. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is when like so it's like if the comics can do it, why wouldn't the movie and the television studios flex their muscles to give you some different ideologies because it's still the same soul of the character. That's all that really matters at the end.
Yeah, listen. As long as the story, the writing, and this is proof. As long as the writing is popping, as long as it's tight, I don't care if they sway away from the comics because they do enough like all the White Tiger stuff, like all of this stuff is lore. Like this is all lore. So just that little bit of different from the book, along with the epic writing that got us to that point. Like yo, as long as the writing is proper, I don't care how much they sway away from the comic book at all. What I do, however, want to talk about is Disney Plus going so heavy with the adult content. They're introducing drug use in this, which I recall that being one of the stipulations that that Deadpool made a joke about that they weren't allowed to talk about in his movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this episode, we see Cherry, trying to persuade their star witness with a bag of
Something.
something.
Hey,
I
don't
mean, they
talk
don't
about.
say.
You can't talk about the snowman. That's what Kevin said. You can't talk
I
about the
I
snowman.
mean, we
Yeah,
got
but
we got a glimpse
do
of
you
it.
want to build a snowman? Of course I want to build a snowman. Like, yeah, so here's what I'm gonna say. I think somebody sat down and had a conversation and said, Marvel is Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Marvel is
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yep.
Lucasfilms is Lucasfilms.
Mm-hmm.
Disney is Disney.
Okay.
And it's just that simple, right? It's just that simple.
Is it
The
is it that simple though? Is it that for us?
clearly
It's that simple.
clearly it is because we just saw drug use in Daredevil, and we haven't seen drug use in anything other than in other than the third Iron Man when they were huffing whatever they were huffing that they had to take to turn them into the super soldiers
Extremis,
and
the
the
extremis.
extremists. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
that's the closest we've come to drug use
yeah.
in these like in this cinematic universe. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think somebody sat down and went, listen, we're bringing all of this stuff over. Daredevil is dark. You can't be dark in New York City and not show some drugs. You
Yeah,
can't be dark in New York City and not show somebody humping. I'm convinced at some point we're going to get a sex scene. Like somebody's humping somebody in this in this show.
someone's gonna
I
have some coffee.
yeah, someone's gonna have a conversation, a,
Some
a, a,
coffee.
a loosely worded conversation, and
That's
and
what
so
Luke
like
Cage used to call it.
yeah, but even then, like even in Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, they
Mm.
were humping. Jessica
Yeah,
Jones was humping everybody.
yeah, yeah.
Like she was doing her thing. Luke Cage was getting it off. I think when you have these ones, right?
Mm.
The defenders, they play in different worlds. They're not all high and mighty like the Avengers are, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not all these pristine superhero, everybody holds them up. These are the people who move in darkness. These are the people who move in shadow. And
So
if
you
you're going to
think
move in darkness and shadow, then you've got to operate the way that darkness and shadow operates.
not to sway too much off of the episode. So what you're saying is that basically property to property, character to character, there is a way to differentiate the tones. You can have the Deadpools, you can have the Daredevils, you can have the Tony Starks, you can have the Spider-Mans, and eventually they're all going to clash at some point, but there's a way to tell their stories in their tone without crossing the streams, so to speak.
Yeah, because there's so much space for it to live.
Yeah.
Right? If it could only live in one finite place, then yeah, it would
Mm.
be a little bit difficult. But
Yeah.
this gets to live in a place where Ms. Marvel is over here
Hmm.
and Daredevil is over here.
Yeah.
And so that kid gets to get indoctrinated into Marvel by watching Miss Marvel and then start growing up and eventually get to the point where they're ready for a Daredevil.
I love that you use the Miss Marvel reference.
You know how much I love Miss Marvel though. Like
Yeah, I love that show too.
that's one of
But
my
there
joints.
is I'm no spoilers. It's in the trailer. There's a significant Easter egg coming. Very significant. Full episode significant. Um, I'll just leave it at that. But it's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. So, but it is in
I
reference to.
also never watch trailers, so
Okay, well, it's out there. It's
I
out
never.
there. So.
If I've got to watch this thing episodically, you're not finna have me drooling over a trailer for the next week. Like, nah, sorry.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm feeling tortured, and I've seen the whole thing, and the fact that
That's
they have
crazy.
taken Disney, man, y'all got to do better, man. Like, I
Yeah, y'all got to
understand,
stop
like,
taking it back.
I love the access. I'm so grateful, but for y'all to give that to me and then take it away, like, do you even know what that feels? Like, sometimes I just want to just like I'm literally watching it week to week because I'm like I need a fix. Like that, they knew what they were doing. This
They
is
gave you the dope.
probably this
They
is
gave you the
going to
dope
be
for
the
free.
best. This is going to be the best like Marvel TV series. I'm telling you, like
I
episodically,
mean,
like and
it
just
sound it's feeling like it. I ain't lying. It's feeling like it.
so you're
I'm
satisfied with
still.
this episode.
Oh yeah.
Three
Oh,
hasn't fallen off.
for sure, for sure.
Okay.
I'm still fly on Jessica Jones that first season. I thought
Hmm.
that first season was so magnificent.
It
So
was.
I'm still fly on that first season, Jessica Jones. But
Hmm.
this, what they're trying to, if they're set, if they're giving it up like they gave it up
Yeah.
in episode 3, if
Yeah.
this is just what, and you said from here, there's no fall off. You said
Nope. Nope.
after like 2 from it was up. So
Yeah.
if there's no fall off from here, then this is going to usurp Jessica Jones that first
Dude,
season. It's going to usurp it.
listen. I'm telling y'all right now, yo, listen. This my man Jay speaking. This the I told Cash that I said this is better than the Avengers, and we're talking two totally different tones. I'm talking about
Yeah,
writing. I'm talking
yeah.
about writing, story arc. This is the best TV series that Marvel has ever done. I'm
Yeah, let's
telling you
keep
that.
it. Let's keep it TV series because
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
hard. It's hard to. You did say. I remember you said last week. You made a mention of it, and I just kind of let you get your shots off. I ain't really
Listen.
want to come back in like,
This
yo,
is only
you
episode
bugging.
3. This is only episode 3.
Yeah,
Y'all
but
haven't even seen the cameos. Y'all
yeah,
haven't
but
seen.
Avengers is a different animal
Oh yeah, but I
because
mean that's blockbuster like. But listen, come on, let's be real
and
though.
it is blockbuster built on the backs of blockbusters,
Exactly, but and you also got to look at the
and
episode,
it paid
the
off.
epicness,
It paid
the
off.
CGI. You got to look at the CGI, the action sequences. Like this is grounded storytelling at its best.
Yes, but nothing's ever going to beat Bruce Banner going, "I'm always angry,"
Oh my
and then
God! Come
turning
on,
around
man!
and
Come
hulking
on,
out,
man!
and then the entire reveal of the Avengers all assembled together. Like that is the most iconic thing in superhero movie. Like nothing's ever beating that.
Yeah,
Nothing's beating that ever.
for me
But
it's Avengers Assemble.
well, no, yeah, assemble is good, right? But that had to come from somewhere,
I feel
right?
you.
It had to come from somewhere because you're right. When he pulls me in their back and goes assemble, I was like, ah! Ah! It was so good. All right, you might have me.
always chills,
I
man,
am Iron
always.
Man. By the way, the last I am Iron Man might also be like the most
So
iconic thing
so
ever.
hold on. Let's get back on track with this right now
I know we're
because
all over.
there's one more thing, right? Well, not one more thing, but the next
Yeah.
thing, the
I'm trying
Punisher logo. The
I
Punisher
can't
logo is
talk a
popping up
whole
again.
lot. I can't
The
talk a
Punisher
whole
logo.
lot because I'm trying not to spoil stuff.
Oh, listen, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. Trust me, my lips are sealed.
No, no, I'm saying I'm trying to not spoil things for the people who haven't watched episode 3 yet.
Oh, listen,
Like
if you haven't watched episode 3, I'm
it
sorry.
just
That's what
dropped.
this is
It
for.
just
That
dropped.
you shouldn't even be here. You
Listen.
shouldn't even be in this room.
All right, so then I'm spoiling something. I'm spoiling
Yeah,
something.
go for it. So we're seeing the Punisher logo popping up a lot more now.
Oh, we saw the Punisher logo pop up.
We saw it on the mural on the wall in the
Yeah,
hideout that they had
yeah,
and then we saw one of the police officers in the courtroom. He had it on the neck.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm like
That,
I said, no spoilers
that
for
ain't,
me.
but that
I want
ain't
to know
what
what
I'm
your thought.
talking about. That
I
ain't
want to know
what
what
I'm
your thought.
talking about.
What you
I'm
talking about?
talking about when we saw the Punisher logo at the end of
Oh
episode
yeah,
3.
yeah, 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 yeah. Let's. You know
At
what? We
the
can get to because that's
end.
next because we already talked about the court stuff. Um.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I thought it was interesting that they're not leaning into the goofiness of trying to show how his powers are being used, right? They did it on
Oh
that
yeah,
first
the white
episode.
tiger. The white
No, no,
tiger.
no, no. Matt Murdock, like showing his super
Oh,
hearing
the
and
Zoom thing.
yeah, they haven't done that again,
That's what,
right?
and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Why I have such a problem with the first episode. I know a
I
lot of people love that first episode, but for
That
me,
first episode is fugazi.
it feels very cartoony. Like I feel like they were trying to be so superhero like instead of being grounded like episode 2 and 3 have been. And I appreciate that they showed us that in the beginning, but like I'm glad if I never see it again, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't recall them doing it like that a lot more. It's really all episode 1 where they do that.
Well,
And
my point was that the fact that they haven't done it again means they didn't need to do it in the first one.
they
It
they
was
didn't. They really
it was
didn't.
goofy. It was hokey.
Yeah.
Didn't really make a lot of
Um
sense.
but yeah, let's get to this. Let's get to this final scene and then we can wrap this up. I want to ask you this question before we talk about this. Did Matt Murdock put a target on Hector's back?
No, he didn't. Matt
No?
Murdock kept Matt Murdock kept Hector out of jail, where he would have been killed.
Okay.
Not
That's
not
a way of
okay.
looking at it.
It's
That's a
not
way of
okay.
looking at it.
We know how this works. If you're a
Okay.
cop killer, you die.
Okay.
If you're a cop killer, you die. He was going to die. Matt
I
Murdock
mean,
did
he wasn't convicted a cop killer and still died.
that. Well, that's my point. He was going to die. So Matt Murdock didn't put the target on his back. He already had a target on his back. The
Hmm.
thing that's going to fry most people's noodle, it's the thing that's frying my noodle is,
I
did he
know,
die because he was a cop killer? Did he die because he was the white tiger? Or did the Punisher put one in his head? I gotta know. I I gotta know, ladies and gentlemen. First off, shout out to whoever put the score together for this.
Mm.
Right?
Oh yeah,
The,
that
the
final
oh,
music.
the music
Mm.
at the end. What was the other movie that was in? There was another movie that music was in, and I can't. When I
Was
was
it
listening,
Tarantino?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I was listening to it going, I remember this music from somewhere, something else I've heard, but it was perfect in the sense. And
Hmm.
here's what I'll say. When Matt Murdock went to him and said, hey, listen, if this works, you can never be White Tiger again. And he
Yeah.
said, I don't have any other choice. It's a
Mhm.
calling. This is the fatal flaw of the hero.
Yeah.
Hubris. It is
Mhm.
always the fatal flaw of the hero.
Yep.
I've been able to survive everything. I'll find a way to survive this. Oh, no, you won't. Well, why not? Because when you start running, I'm just going to pop up and put one in your head
Oh,
and then
bro,
put a couple slugs in you on the ground just to make sure the job is done. That's Punisher stuff.
bro,
That is
that gutted
Punisher
me.
stuff.
That gutted me. I already listen. I already know the comic storyline. That this is the fate of Hector Reyes. That is the fate of him. Not quite almost like that, but like that. So, but I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think Marvel was gonna do that.
Oh,
So, like,
I
Foggy
100%
episode
expected
one,
him to die. I
Foggy episode
100%
one, White Tiger episode 3. Like, bro, I did
no.
not expect that.
I thought he was dying the moment Matt Murdock said you can't put that on, and he went, "It's a calling." I'm like, "Oh,
Really,
he's gonna die." Yeah,
you
for
knew
sure.
that. You
The
knew that.
moment, the moment he said what he said, I was like, "Oh, he's not listening." These dudes are going to kill him, and now they have a reason because now they
Mm,
know that he's a vigilante. That means they can get off murdering him without
yeah,
ever being implicated. Because it could be anybody that killed the white tiger. It could have just not been his. I mean, it could have just not been his night,
I hear
right?
you. I hear you.
He doesn't always win. And guess what? He ain't win.
Nah,
He didn't
he. I
win.
mean, He won. He just didn't win what he thought he was gonna win.
The better question for you is, do
Mm.
you think that he died the way he wanted to die?
Uh no.
You don't?
Uh
He's dead anyway.
no,
He's dead
no. You
anyway.
know what? No. I think White Tiger. I think Hector Reyes would have rather gone out like that than to not have gone out at all. Doing, you know what I mean? Like if he had never gone out, if he would have stayed home, it would he wouldn't be able. Like he said, it's a calling. You know, so
He's dead. You got to think of it this way.
hmm
He's dead regardless of what he does.
yeah,
If he's
yeah,
convicted, he's going to die in jail. Somebody's going to kill him.
mm,
If he gets off and um he never dresses up as the white tiger again, somebody's going to kill him and put him in a white tiger costume
hmm
and say it was because he was white tiger,
yeah,
because they know now, right?
yeah,
The best way for him, if I'm putting myself into his body, into his psyche, if
hmm
I'm gonna die, I want to die with the amulet around my chest. I
yeah,
want to die defending the streets that I was willing to give my life for all these years. He died the way he wanted to die. The tragedy would have been for him to die in a prison cell somewhere.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
He
Or
was
on
dead anyway,
or in retirement.
or in retirement, right? Or for his spirit to die, for
Yeah,
him to just be, with his girl living in their one bedroom, you know, that would have been an unfortunate way to go. But
yeah,
I think if he's going to die, which we knew he was going to die, this is the way to die. The
yeah.
question is, who done it? I just need to know who done it. Because
Well, I mean,
if it was the Punisher, if it was the Punisher, ooh boy, Matt Murdock's gonna have hands for him.
well, we know he's coming back.
We
We
know
know he's
he's
coming
coming
back.
back. And I
Listen,
just want to know if he killed him. Because if he killed him, Matt Murdock is going to fuck him up.
I
I
say
guarantee it.
nothing. I know nothing. I say
Woo!
nothing.
That's what's so exciting. That's why I was like, holy, because are these people who are just using that that symbol as something else, or are these people, or is this him, right? I just mm 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 mm.
I say nothing. All I
they
know is
they
that
they wrong for that.
the roller coaster don't end. I'm even say all the way until the end. The roller coaster never
They dead
doesn't
ass wrong for that.
end.
They dead ass wrong for that.
Let's recap real quick before we get out of here, because I mean this episode's pretty cut and dry, and I
Yeah.
this is like I said one of my favorite episodes outside of like the Punisher stuff. Like so we got um
No action. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, no
yeah no
action in this.
I mean there's emotional action.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We got Wilson Fisk and Vanessa butting heads. We got the White Tiger with this awesome court stuff with Matt Murdock. We even get an introduction of a new character. I don't know if you paid attention to that. There was an Easter egg in the courtroom.
Behind.
The Easter egg. It was his niece.
I
His
Yeah,
niece.
yes,
His
I
niece. Yeah. For
behind.
those of you who do not know, the niece of Hector Reyes, she is a iteration of the White Tiger in the comics. She's the fifth White Tiger, I believe, the fifth. So she's gonna pop up maybe sometime. We don't know. Who knows? But yeah, a little Easter egg there. And oh, Jay's asking, where do you put Fisk on your villain list?
Ooh, mm, that's a good one. That's a good one. I
I'm not even gonna
mean,
lie. If you compare it
this
to,
Fisk.
I would say if you compare it to like all the phases that we've gotten, like if you start from phase 4 up, Fisk is top notch right now. He's like nothing's beating him. But if you have to mix him in with like the earlier days, but he was always like top notch,
I was
even
about
when
to
they're
say
he,
he was.
yeah.
This Fisk is still is him. Um, yeah, and not for nothing. Marvel
Hmm.
got off some really like blah villains early on. Like they got off a few blah villains. Like making Loki a full villain of the Avengers
But he is
to
in the
me
comic
was
though.
low hanging fruit though.
Yeah, but he's the number one villain in the Avengers comic, Avengers number one.
I get it. I'm just saying the
I
way
know.
they
I probably wouldn't
introduced
have went with that first.
it, that would have been cool if they would have introduced Loki different in the Thor movie,
Yeah, yeah, I
right?
get what you mean. Because I never saw that coming. Even though, like,
Yeah,
knowing the books, I didn't think that they were gonna go with Loki as the main villain. Um, yeah, no, I listen. Let's rate this episode. You've seen one, you've seen two, you've seen three.
I'm gonna
In what
put.
order?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-3-1. I'm gonna go
Two,
two
three,
three
one.
one, and I should say 2-3-1. Like like two
Two, three, one.
three one. Like if you just like I when I rewatch this, I won't watch episode one at all.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, yo,
I'll
I'm
just
telling you
start at
right now,
episode
man.
two.
One is hard. I'm surprised how many people actually like episode one.
I've
And
watched
I'm a
one like
and I'm a
3 times.
Daredevil fan, bro. Like
I've
fanboy to the death. And I'm still like episode one.
I've watched episode one 3 times, and every time I just fast forward through all of the hokey ish.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Yeah.
The
Every
more and
time
more I
I
watch
see it,
episode one, I'm like, this is horrible.
every time I see it, I'm like, this is bad, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just let me fast forward to when it gets fly again. Like I
Every
don't really
single
need to see that
time,
other
bro.
stuff.
And that's
But yeah,
coming with love, bro. Like I love Daredevil. He's my favorite character, bro. But episode one is tough for me, man. Two on, get
yeah.
ready.
Two,
It's
two,
crazy.
two, three, two, three, two, three, and then one.
Yeah.
That's how I'm rating them. If I had to
I
put Fisk in the villain, I'm putting Fisk at 3, and I would probably jump him to 2. I would probably jump him to 2 if I really sat down and thought about the emotional arc of all of the villains.
so who's your number one? Thanos?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Thanos. And then who's the other villain that that I'm like, oh my gosh, like
Let's go.
Red Skull was cool, but um, like Red Skull was cool. What's his name? The dude that was in Civil War. Aaron, no, not Aaron. The the dude that got everybody all huffy. That got the Winter Soldier all messed
Zemo.
up.
Zemo.
Yeah, Zemo. For me,
Okay.
I'm a big fan of his. Like how he
Okay.
Baron Zemo, how he went about his business. But
I
I could
like that.
easily jump Fisk over him.
Yeah,
Um,
they can't ever get rid of Zemo, bro. Like they can't do him up. You know who I did like, and I feel like they wasted him. I loved Claw, man.
okay, okay,
Ulysses Claw was fire, bro. They
yeah,
wasted him, man. They
they did.
wasted him.
They did waste him. They did
They
waste him.
wasted him. And he
You know,
got two movies.
yeah, yeah. They Man, they could have did so much more. Well, not because now that you say that, like, is like where are we putting Killmonger? Ooh,
Yeah, see, listen, I know I'll probably get a lot of shit for this,
hey,
bro.
you black, you better be careful. Watch your
Nah,
mouth.
man. He just
Watch your
nah,
mouth.
man. Killmonger, like, listen, his is he a villain though? Like, I mean, his cause and
He's
his
he didn't live long enough to be an anti-hero.
yeah, nah, 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 nah.
I think he
I
would
don't.
eventually be an anti-hero if he lived.
Yeah, I don't. He's not the villain of Black Panther, bro. Claw is.
No. Claw's not the
Claw's the
villain.
villain, bro. I that's why I was mad that
How?
they killed Claw.
Yeah, but how is he the villain though?
Claw's always been the villain of Black Panther.
No,
I
he
don't. I don't
is in the
Killmonger's not
source
the villain.
in the source material. We're just talking about cinematic universe.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the things that Killmonger wanted to fight for doesn't really make him a villain to me.
You can say the same thing about Thanos.
Nah, you cannot. Thanos is
Yes, you
nah,
can.
nah.
You're
Thanos is wild.
100%. Yo,
Thanos is
Thanos,
wild.
Thanos wanted Thanos wanted the cosmos to have balance so that it could continue to thrive. And
Yeah,
he wanted to do it fair and judiciously so that nobody had a chance of being above or below anyone. And when he did it, he didn't then use the gauntlet to go and rule the world. He used the gauntlet to destroy the gauntlet.
I don't know, bro. This is see, we're gonna have a whole nother episode for this because
Hey, listen.
honestly like in the story of the Black Panther. Let's just say this: in the story of the Black Panther, Killmonger is not the villain of that movie. He's not.
No, he's not the
He's an
villain.
antagonist. He's an
He's not
antagonist.
he's not the villain of he's not the villain of the Black Panther as we know it before the MCU. He's 100% the villain in Black Panther.
I don't know, man. That's gray. That's gray. It's gray.
It's a great
That's
debate.
gray.
It's a great debate.
It's very gray. Yeah, no, man. We're gonna have to do a whole villains episode because I like this conversation. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
But I will say, like this episode, we're gonna rate this at 2-3-1. I'm with that. I could even go 3-2-1, or
I can go
like it
three,
don't
two, one.
matter.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Two, you can't have three without two, anyways, because they both go and you know what I mean they kind of spill into one another because of the whole Hector Reyes thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say deep condolences for the actor who plays Hector Reyes, uh, Camar De Los Reyes, is that his name? Oh, Hector Ayala. We see this saying the wrong name, bro. Reyes is his real name. Ayala is the character's name. We've been saying this wrong the whole time. But yeah, uh, condolences to him. We lost him in 2023 to cancer. Great performance. I would have loved to see this guy do more. I don't know if he's ever been in anything else. Have you seen him in anything else, G?
I don't remember him
Yeah, I've never seen him in anything
in.
other than this. I'm pretty sure I've probably come across him, but he stands out in this series. So I'm
Oh, wait a minute. No, he was in something. Like he was in something. I just can't remember what it was.
yeah, I don't recall ever seeing him in anything other than this. And I mean, he was phenomenal in this. It's sad that Jay Nats is saying 3-2-1 as well. Yeah, I mean, you can't really have three without two,
Yeah,
and you can have two without three though, but you can't have three without two. You know
very
what I
true.
mean?
Very true.
And it's only gonna it's only gonna stack more and more as the episodes go. I'm telling you right now,
Yo,
we're
I'm
gonna be
just
like 4-3-2.
yeah, I'm just so ready for episode 4 and I'm so pissed I have to wait a week for it.
Yeah, and
Like
they're not gonna double up on episodes again until the end, I believe.
and this is why I don't watch anything episodically anymore.
Yeah,
Like
it's tough.
I purposely wait and I'm disciplined enough to not go to the places that are going to spoil the entire series for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm disciplined. I sit back and chill. Like I don't need to jump into things like super early. I'll just wait. People were talking
Hmm.
about, oh man, such and such is good. Oh, season 2 of Loki, it's so good. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait. It's cool.
Yeah, season two.
You- I don't have to do. I don't
But
have to
certain
do
things
that.
you can wait for. When it comes to Marvel, I don't wait. I can't wait, bro. I
Yo,
cannot wait.
I have to wait. I need
I
to see
can't.
it all. I need to
I
see
can't.
everything unfold. It's why I'm almost like I'm almost off of them making all everything a series now
Yeah.
because to me it feels like in certain cases, not in this because the writing is so good, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in certain cases, it feels like, oh, we're just going to be lazy. We're not going to tighten up the story and fit it into a nice 2 hour box. We're just going to give you 10 hours of this. And then I watch it and I'm like, yeah, you could have cut off 30 minutes in episode 3 and 25
Yeah.
minutes in episode 2. Oh, in episode 7, you didn't need that at all. You could have got that entire episode the F out of here. Like I
Yeah.
start whittling down and going, yo, I could edit a movie out of this, right?
Mm.
And so like for me, I think sometimes it's just laziness on on their it's either laziness or cash grab. I can't really figure out which one it is because movies make a ton of money. So it's like
Yeah.
I can't necessarily say it's a cash grab, but I also can't say it's not a cash grab. So I just want good cinema. I want good theater. I want good movies. I want good shows, but I want to watch the entirety of the piece. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like listening to one. It's like listening to one song off an album every week. Imagine if Kendrick Lamar gave us GNX in a one song release every week. We would lynch him. Like we would put him up on pitchforks. Like what are we talking about here?
I feel like
Like give
somebody
me
did that to us once. Weren't they like dropping a song every Friday? Wasn't it like
somebody.
Kanye?
It was somebody. I don't
It
know if
was
it was Kanye,
Kanye.
but somebody was doing a song every Friday. But it wasn't like pieces of an entire project that was supposed to go
Yeah.
together. They were just loosies. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
here's a
Yeah.
song, here's a
Yeah.
song. I'm trying to see if something sticks, whatever. I just want the work. I want all the work at one time. And I want to
Yeah.
be able
Listen.
to imbibe it all at once.
I'm super excited for episode 4. Let me see. I got the title name here too. I want to see if I can. I can't remember what it is, but I would definitely want to. The title name. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Ah, here we go. Episode Straight to Hell is the name of that episode. I'm gonna say
Can Straight to Hell be an homage or a look at Hell's Kitchen? Like, are they gonna go back to Hell's Kitchen in episode 4? Or am I going too deep with it?
I'm trying to see what that episode.
Because Straight to Hell doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to remember what episode that is. I think
That
that might be that. I don't want to spoil it, but I think it might be what I'm thinking. But yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
yeah.
That's a really
Okay.
good one.
Sounds good.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Listen, Gene, thanks for sitting and talking with me. We're gonna do this every week, man. You know how it is. Next week, catch us guys right after. We're gonna start the episode at 9 a.m. 9 p.m. Sorry, and right after that episode, around 10 is 10:05. We're gonna be here talking live, breaking down the episode, and talking more about Daredevil Born Again, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Gene, let them know where they can find you, man.
Hey yo, at Gene Clemens everywhere that you do the social media thing at. My YouTube channel, Coach Gene Clemens. Go over there and check it out. And then obviously New York Giants on SI. That's where you see my Giant Issue podcast. Giant stand up. If you're looking around, there's a lot of great stuff out there going on. And then if you love fantasy football, obviously Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life. You can see all my work over there as well.
All right. And you guys know me, Klepcx, Klep Napier. You guys call me Klepcx on everything, all social media. And make sure you guys, for movie news, television news, and pop culture, check out wearecritics.com. And I'll talk to you guys later.